For our last story tonight, let's talk about aliens. They live among us, and they have been doing so for years. They are an advanced species. They're highly intelligent, and they hide in a secret base here on Earth by disguising themselves as humans. Sounds like the plot of Men in Black. Maybe the movie was ahead of its time, because a new study says that this could be true. We're not making this up. A study has been conducted by researchers at the Harvard University, and they say aliens may be walking among humans as humans. Researchers have three hypotheses. First, aliens have come from a different time period or planet. Second, they have evolved on Earth but separately from humans. And third, they come from an ancient civilization that was not completely destroyed. The study also says that aliens possibly function out of a secret location. They could be living underground or in multiple regions on Earth that Gen Z would probably call sus, meaning suspicious. Like the Alaskan Triangle, which has been dubbed Alaska's Bermuda Triangle. Some experts claim that it has been ground zero for unexplained events, including more than 20,000 disappearances since the 1970s. Yes, it all sounds like a conspiracy theory at best, so understandably, the study is raising a lot of eyebrows. And the researchers get it. They concede that these theories are hard to sell, especially in the scientific community. And the paper has yet to be peer-reviewed, so take it with a pinch of salt. But the goal here is not to unsettle scientists. It is to ask questions, because aliens are having a moment. Over the past few years, pilots say they have seen extraterrestrial beings. The Pentagon has a new office to look into sightings. Governments have held hearings. NASA has gotten involved, and UFOs have been rebranded. They're no longer called unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. They're now unidentified anomalous phenomena. So far, so complicated. But the thing is, despite the shebang, we still don't know enough about aliens. So the study means to take the discussion forward. It wants to ask questions about unidentified observations made around the world every year. After all, just last year, a former Pentagon official went public. He made an explosive allegation in the US Congress. He said that the government had been keeping crashed UFOs and dead aliens. It was a wild accusation. And this year, the Pentagon quashed the claims. No surprise there. Now, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist myself, but doesn't all of this stir doubts? Modern obsession with UFOs goes back to 1947, to the famous alleged UFO crash in the US. The government quickly claimed that it was a weather balloon. But in 1997, they admitted to lying, to conceal that it was actually debris from a top-secret Air Force project. It was called Mughal. And it was designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. And the US is not alone here. Governments across the world have been accused of ridiculing the study of UFOs. And this is strange because these are legitimate questions. So decades later, trust has eroded. There are 10 to 50 billion potentially habitable worlds in our galaxy. The only good news is that people seem to be taking this topic more seriously now. Like on Mars, a rover has collected samples to study existence of life.
Why do you believe that the extra-dimensional concept is so vital to human existence and to human freedom?
Because the extra-dimensional concept helps us to begin to understand our reality much better. That's one of the reasons why it is so suppressed in ufology and in the supernatural by all the cultural forces that are put forward by the elite powers in control. They don't want this coming out. That's one of the reasons. And extra-dimensionality for your audience just means the fact that alien visitors are not physical. They are not physical. They are visiting human beings. They are visiting our Earth from other places. Absolutely, they are. And abductions are real. Cattle mutilations are real. And the source is alien visitors. All of these things, they are real. However, The trick is that alien visitors themselves, they are not physical. They never have been. They are not coming here. They are not like humans, like we've been taught in ufology, like we've been taught by Roswell and things like that. They are not like humans. They are not locking themselves in little tin cans and sailing across the galaxies to come visit us here and then sail back, whatever. They are not that way. They are actually appearing here. They are going through gateways where they are coming here from other levels of existence, other levels of non-physical reality. And they are appearing here. They are changing their vibration to match ours temporarily. And they are appearing here for short periods of time. And then they go back to where they come from. And where they come from is not in our physical reality. And extra dimensionality also refers to the fact that UFOs, the real ones, the real UFOs that are coming here, are also being alive beings. They are conscious beings, and they're empty. There's nobody inside there. They are like familiars that are accompanying these alien visitors and carrying out tasks for them, doing things for them. That's their role. That's their function. And once you start to understand that, then it helps you to understand a lot of other ideas and concepts that, again, the elite powers in control do not want the human population to know or to understand. That they start to understand spirituality. They start to understand that we ourselves are also extra dimensional in nature.
That's so interesting.
Can I ask, what is the real reason the government continues to hide these incidences? Could it be out of fear of like losing control of the people, or do they really just want to gather the information and have the correct information before making a statement?
It's because they must. It's because they must. It's because they're ordered to. It's because they're just blindly following orders. Now, let me just tell you, since 1947, since Roswell, since 1947, there was some kind of, speaking of the agreement that you were talking about, Vanessa, since 1947, there has been some kind of a worldwide order. This is not to any individual nation. There has been a worldwide order that went forth to all the nations that said you will never allow anything to be revealed or shown or exposed to the public that shows anything real about alien visitors or real UFOs. And that order has been the standing order that goes beyond any president, any prime minister, any regime. That has been continuous, and it goes up until today. How do we know this? Well, you know how you know it? Because you see incidences like, for instance, 1980, Rendlesham Forest, where we had an American base on British soil, where two nations were involved, and there was a UFO invasion of this military base, and several UFOs over 3 days and nights and yet there was a cover-up that went forward from two nations that didn't have to wait for orders. They didn't have to wait to be ordered or told. Both nations immediately, smoothly put into effect a cover-up, suppressing the soldiers from talking, and even the colonel of the entire base, and trying to discredit them and trying to take away any ability they had to talk about what happened. So what I'm saying is, they don't have to wait for orders. You can just Google NASA cuts the live feed, or Google this, ESA, European Space Agency, cuts the live feed. That shows there's a technician there who, in all of these space agencies, there are technicians that don't have to wait for orders. They know there's a standing order that if something shows up on the satellite feed above the Earth's atmosphere and it suddenly starts showing an unknown UFO that they have no idea what it is, they know they're supposed to push that button and cut the live feed to stop people from seeing it. So you see, what I'm saying is, these responses all over the world from all the nations, they're immediate. They don't have to wait for, or they don't have to say, hey, what do the bosses want us to do about this? They don't have to wait. And even if they did, the president wouldn't care. They wouldn't care one way or the other. I mean, they would have no agenda. So these orders are coming from someplace higher up, is what I'm saying. And these orders are in effect all the time. They're just following orders. And a lot of times they don't even know why. But it doesn't matter why, because they're governments and they just follow orders.
Wow. Sounds like
it's what I call the smoking gun document. And it is this document that anybody can find at fbi.vault.gov. If you go there, you just, it's the repository of all declassified documents from the FBI. And the single most downloaded popular document in that archive that anybody can get for free is the smoking gun document, the memorandum of importance. And it is basically, you go on vault.fbi.gov. Then on the right, you can click on unexplained mysteries. Click on that, and then on the left you can click on UFOs. Click on that, and then a bunch of groups of UFO documents show up, and then you click on the left side, first group. Click on that, and then you go to page 22. And if you go to page 22 on that, you will find this smoking gun document. At the top, it has the number 6751. And it is written by an FBI agent who is writing a document to the scientific community, and he's telling them, I have an informant. My informant is supernormal, which is an old-timey word for supernatural. And he said, because of who my informant is, you probably won't believe what I'm going to say, but I still have to say it because everyone wants to know who the aliens visitors are. And again, this was dated July 8th, 1947. And he said basically the central idea of my books, which he said that alien visitors are not physical. He said they are coming here from other dimensions. They are in a different vibration. They are in different, he uses Vedic language. He says they are in different lokas, which is levels of existence that never intersect. And he says they change their vibratory rate to match our vibration rate. And then they're able to be here for temporary periods of time. He says also they're not sailing around in UFOs. He says those UFOs are empty. And he says they are actually here for peaceful purposes. They're here to investigate if they can settle in the earth permanently. And he says we should never attack them with our Air Force. That would be a catastrophe. And we saw in 1952 in Washington, D.C. that was exactly what happened when our Air Force attacked them. It was really a big humiliation for our Air Force. In 1952. So a lot of the things that he says in this document, in the smoking gun document, have come true, have been proven to be true over and over again. But the central theme of this document, where he gives about 8 or 9 conclusions about alien visitors, the central theme is they're not physical. They are extra dimensional.